When's the best time to hire? Especially for a therapy position. Like you started your business to make more money and to have more flexibility. Now you've got money, but you have no flexibility. You can barely take any time off. Well, my name is Huang. I'm an OTCHT. And when I started my business, that happened to me. I started making money and I was like glued to my clinic, glued to my clinic. And within the specialty, I was like, how do I find another therapist? Other therapy clinics were being like, well, just hire them per diem and this and that and the other. And it just didn't work for me. So, anyway, I wanted to share with you what I thought was the best time to hire a therapist. So, again, my name is Huang. I'm an OTCHT and I've been in business for over a decade. I started my brick and mortar business, and then within 5 years of that, I started my online business. And so, welcome. If you're here for the first time, if you're returning, thanks for watching. This is why I make these videos. And if you want more information and tips like that, get on my email list. I'm going to include the links below for you. And if you're interested in some more personalized help, then the links are also below. I have an OT Business Corner program for you that has more details about hiring and the training process around that. But if you're looking for a more personalized attention, there's also a link for a one-on-one consultation. So this is one of the reasons why I'm bringing up this topic, because I had a one-on-one consultation with a business owner who's been in business for over 20 years. And it's like, even though he's hired before, he's still, having trouble hiring right now. And that's because, there's a lot of things that change in the market, and just knowing when to hire a therapist is really, really key. So I'm going to share with you some of the takes just because it's fresh in my mind. But you want to start to hire a therapist as soon as you start to see that you can consistently fill your schedule. So for me, that was a year into it. I was able to consistently fill my schedule. Actually, within 6 months, I could already see that I was going to need help. So part of being a business owner is having the ability to um, be able to forecast or be able to anticipate problems, right? So about 6 months into me starting my business, I was like, oh my God, I'm so busy. I could barely take time off. And I had this opportunity, to go on literally a free vacation to Europe, and I couldn't take it. I had to turn it down because I had no one working for me, much less a therapist. So if I closed my doors, that meant that I had no income coming in, because when you're a business owner, eat what you kill, right? It's kind of the analogy. So you eat what you harvest, basically. Unlike an employee, they take time off, poof, they still get paid. So I if I shut my business doors down, I didn't make money for that time period. But here's the thing, is that you also don't make money later because you are turning away anyone new. I work in, a very medical space, meaning, as a certified hand therapist, I have wound care cases. And I personally did not want to not treat my wound care cases for a week because it's detrimental to them. If you were in a more non-medical space, being off for a week might not be as detrimental. But when you're closed for a certain period amount of time, anyone new gets skipped over. And so that hurts your business later on, like a month or two later on, when you don't have those new patients, right? You don't have those new referrals. And so in order to capture all that, and one, to be able to build a more sustainable business, not just for the money, but for your flexibility, for you to be able to take time off. I mean, I had a young family, and I wanted to be able to take time off and do vacations and stuff like that with them. And I found that I just couldn't do it. And when I, the first time I hired, when I was on vacation, I was on the phone with the therapist, coaching her, mentoring her the whole freaking time, which is then not a vacation for me, right? So, when is the best time to hire a therapist? The best time to hire a therapist is before you really get busy, right? So I'm going to put it in percentages just in case. If you feel like you're 80% full, right? If you feel like your schedule is 80% full, start putting the ads out because it takes a little bit of time to get the right people coming in, right? As we speak right now, this is March of 2024, and the marketplace in terms of therapists looking for jobs has really slowed down for a lot of areas, right? Especially in the PT realm. So PTs are having a really hard time. They're struggling to find physical therapists that want to work. And I would say even in the OT space, there's a hard, it's hard to find. There's OTs, there's people looking, but when you're a small business owner, you're looking for the right therapist. You're not looking for any therapist. You're looking for someone who values what you value, wants to do what you offer, right? And that's the biggest thing. I've had therapists come to my clinic because they know me or because they've seen me in the community, and they come and they're like, hey, I know how to treat hands, but I only want to work from 7 to 2 with an hour lunch. Like, I've got young kids, I don't want to be working full time, I only want these hours. And I'm like, to me, I'm like, thank you, but no thank you, right? Not a disrespect to them, but those aren't my clinical hours. I need someone from 7 to 4. Those are the times. My 7 o'clock at my clinic is consistently full. For the over 10 years that I've run, I would say 90% of the time, my 7 a.m. is booked, packed even, right? Because in my location, for my people, apparently, they want the 7 o'clock appointments. And if someone is coming in, they're like, well, I would love to work with you, Huang, but they only want to work when they want to work. It doesn't work for me. So now I have to come at 7 until you decide. And then I have to, I have families too. Like, I didn't build my business to cater to you. I built my business to cater to me and my lifestyle. And I'm sharing that with you because you, as a business owner, need to realize that you're building a business for you, and you need to find the therapist that will fit your needs, not the other way around. And the best time to do that is when you're not desperate. So in this one-on-one consultation, this therapy owner, he's getting desperate. He's like, you know, I am short staffed and I'm having to fill in all the time. So then what happens is, the real reason why he's coming to me is I'm helping him build his online program, and he has no time for that. So he's not taking any of the necessary steps. That's another story. But I'm like, dude, you need to hire. And sometimes you need to hire an occupational therapist. Dude, I've been telling this guy for months now. I'm like, if you want to constantly pay me for me to tell you the same thing, I will. So, there's a resistance. You have to explore. When there's a resistance, why are you resistant to it? So I'm like, you can hire an OT. You already have a caseload for this OT, because how many upper extremity cases, the hiring of an OT and a PT, it's literally the same. We're not that different. And what you're looking for is someone who has the same values, wants to work and do the same things that you have, that you're bringing into your clinic. you're working with very active people, you're working with active students, find an OT. I mean, that's the best. OTs cannot wait to get their hands on someone who wants to be active with a very particular activity, right? Hello. We know how to dissect a problem based on the activity. That's activity analysis 101, right? You find an OT that knows how to do that, knows how to evaluate and knows how to treat, you're good, you're golden. There's so many OTs out there looking for the opportunity to work with you. And I would say that as an OT, you might be able to explore hiring a PT. If you're in peds, speech and OT work really well together. You might be looking to be, that's a whole nother story. Hold on, that takes me digression into like a whole nother topic of expansion of services. But when you're hiring a therapist, like, you don't want to be in a position where you're so desperate that you're not making the right decision, right? So that's what I would encourage. And this is a conversation that I had with this business owner of hiring. It's like, there has to be, as a business owner, you know here's another thing that I brought up. I mean, outside of hiring, at the 80% mark, so you're not desperate, start those ads early, keep them going, put them into a lot of different places. But at the end of the day, like, when you have a problem, you can't sit there and bitch about, like, oh, I can't find anyone. Oh, no, there's always a solution. And that has to be ingrained in your brain as a business owner, that there's always a solution. And sometimes it's hard to see the solution when you're so deep in the problem that you have no room to breathe, right? And that's why seeking outside counsel is so important. And he's like, why didn't I think of that? It's okay. There's this saying, when you're inside the jar, you can't read the outside label. And it's because you're so close to the problem. And that's why it's important to get, independent outside perspective. Like, his business doesn't affect my business. What he's doing doesn't affect me. So I can give really great sound perspective, and that he can take action on. Because, I mean, how many more months of this are we going to tolerate? So that's what I wanted to share with you today. When it comes to hiring, really think about anticipating that problem before it happens. And then also making sure that there's a solution to every problem. There's a solution to every single problem. I had a lot of problems when I, first was hiring and finding that therapist, and I have solutions to it. I've done it. I'm doing it. I'm still doing it. And even myself, I seek outside counsel, so sometimes, it's worth saving the time and saving the money of, money lost, right? Money spent uh, on ads that are not attracting the right people. Like, so you really need to think about that when you're, truly a business owner, and you want that. You want that ability to make more to help your business grow. You want more flexibility in your life, no matter where you are, whatever phase you are in your life. You could be much younger and have no kids and want the flexibility to travel, or you have a family already. You want the flexibility to do things with your kids, whatever it is. You are in business because you want to make more money and you want more flexibility. There's something you want in this business, and you're going to be able to achieve it. But sometimes it requires you being able to be brave and to be able to hire other people to come into your business and be able to help you, right? So that was top of mind for me after having some of my one-on-one consultations. And so my next one, I'm going to share with you, when should you fire your therapist? Because that was my other consultation. So Click the links below if you enjoy tips and advice like this. I send out emails, weekly email on Wednesday for people in my OT Business Corner, as well as some links below if you want to get more in depth with the training that I provide, the business coaching program that I provide, and also if you just need a one-off, one-on-one consultation, all the links are below for you. All right, thanks. Peace out. Until next time.